Hello everyone, am I live now? I'm not able to see if I am live or not. Okay, maybe now, I guess. So if I am audible to you all. Hello team, just give me a minute so that I can confirm if I am live or not. Excited to talk to you all, and that's why I'm all alone and not able to handle many of the things. I'm not able to see myself in the other window, but still, I'll. Okay. Here we have Shubham, we have Vishwesh, Sunidhi is also here. Hi Sunidhi, Gogikar, Ankita, Anchal, Aishwarya, Shubham. And if I am audible, please let me know. Okay, yes, we can see you. Okay, thank you Sunidhi. Yes sir, okay. Okay, cool, good to go. Hello everyone, nice to have you all with us. And all of you might be knowing that I am Rishi Vanshiwal. I'm the co-founder and director of Reaching Sky Foundation. So today this special workshop is being conducted so that we can discuss a few things, so that we can help each other. And I'll be playing a role of a facilitator so that we can, bring information from this side to this side at this place so that we all can use it. And Gogikar, hello. Bishwesh, hello. Yes, I am audible. Okay. Thank you very much. But I was trying to see myself if I could see. Maybe I might be having internet connection issues, but I hope I am looking good in this webinar. All right, so today what we are going to discuss is very simple, which is always will be useful for us all. And let me just share with you my screen, what we are going to discuss. So this is our screen. I hope you all are able to see. And before we move ahead, all I want from you is a huge participation. I know that you only can type, but it is very important for you to communicate with me so that I can understand whether whatever I am telling you is making sense. And also one more thing, I am just being a facilitator today, so it doesn't mean I have all the information. Maybe you might be having some interesting facts, tips, and suggestions which can be useful for all of us. And before we proceed, so this is a part of our internship program for youth capacity building, and this is a workshop. And the meaning of a workshop is not a lecture. It simply means people sitting together, discussing things on a few topics, and then coming to a conclusion. Okay, this is something which can be useful and this can be helpful for some people. And after that, we conclude things in such a way that everything can be utilized for future learnings. And it doesn't mean that the facilitator is the person who are telling you the things. It also means that we are creating things, content and knowledge at that moment, which we all can utilize. So this is our slide. Internship program. Yeah, this one is good. So internship program, and this is a workshop on capacity building. I'll move ahead. So today what we'll be covering is social media appearances. I hope you all are there on social medias, which is very important these days. And then importance of a few social platform. We'll be discussing them. How you speak and how you write at every place, even on mails, on WhatsApp, on social medias, at every place. Like, and how you write an email, your listening skills, handling a telephonic calls, your CV. These are the important things which are useful for students generally. And if you want to discuss something else, please let me know in the comments and in the chat so that we can discuss it today itself. And we'll be having, I guess, plenty of time to discuss so many things. If you can give me a thumbs up so I can proceed. And if you have any other issue or any other problem right now, so you can comment the same there also. And all of you are clear, like what we are going to discuss. 13 people are watching. Thank you very much. And I can see the Hrithik Roshan's video, Vishwa ka sabse bada lesson. I hope all of you have seen this. This is a very important video that I have seen. All of you, can you give me a thumbs up if I am Making sense? Great. Lubna, Ayushi, Achal, thank you very much. And I hope you already had your lunch, right? I just had mine. Okay, guys, so I'll proceed. So, social media appearance, we all know that it is very important and we have to be present there or not. It's a question. Still, many people ask me whether I should be there or not. Maybe their parents say, okay, you don't need to be there because there are the security issues. There are people who will be looking for your identities and all and all and all. But I believe that people should be there on social media because it's a platform from where you can get empowered, from where you can get quality information, from where you can get awareness, from where you can seek opportunities, especially Facebook, which has a big, big network, especially Twitter, which has a big, big direct networks. There is a difference between a network and direct network. So we'll discuss it later on LinkedIn, which is very important for your career. And it's LinkedIn is a good platform. It just works like your CV, right? And there are others also like Instagram, Snapchat, and others. Though I'm not that active in those platforms, but still, if you want to have fun, you can be there too. The three things I'll mention is that you should be active on Facebook, you should be active on Twitter, and you should be active on LinkedIn. These are the special three platforms which are recommended. But ultimately, it depends on you where you would like to be active or not. Okay. So, what is the importance of being present in social media? Can anyone tell me? If in comments you can tell me like what is the importance of being present there, right? I know that it will take you some time to write, but I'll still suggest you, and that's why I suggested you to be present on laptop so that you can write as fast as possible. If you can tell me what is the importance of being present in social media, please grab your water also because I'll try to sum it up as soon as possible, but still it's hot and we might get thirsty. Anyone? What is the importance of being active in social media? I just mentioned a few. If you have some other important aspects in your mind, you can share it with all of us. Nirupama, hi. I feel like we might be having some net issues, but still, okay, I got one from Achal to keep oneself updated with things going around. And Bishwesh is saying that global outreach. Okay, one, I mentioned that you can get awareness, right? Alankrita mentioned that to be updated with good things around. Also, with good things, bad things may also come. So it depends on you what kind of filters you use. Keep the only those things which are important to you. And Bashwesh mentioned to have a global outreach. Yes, you can connect with anyone, anyone on social networks, but be aware there are so many fake profiles also. And this has been noted down that many people have scammed people from social networks itself. They have looted them and they've asked for money through social networks, and people have also given to them. So be very aware. And for this, media and information literacy will be very useful. I can discuss that later. What is MIL, Media and Information Literacy? Reaching Sky Foundation is a partner of UNESCO to share the media and information literacy workshops with all. So yeah. And Ayushi says that platform to spread awareness. Yes, that's why we keep on emphasizing on this platform to spread awareness. Awareness, okay. And Nirupama is saying that importance of social media is for networking, publicizing your work, being in touch with current trends, and all. Yeah, rightly. I guess all of us agree that social media is important, but it will be a mistake if we are handling our social networks in a wrong way. 95% of the world is online on social media, and it can be used for outreach of anything you want to share with the world easily. Aishwarya is saying that 95% of the world is online. I don't think that 95% people are online, Aishwarya. There are so many people who don't even have access to social media yet in African countries and Indian continent. So maybe the statement you want to convey is that those who have access to internet, from that 95% people are available on social media. So I guess there are around 2.5 to 3 billion people active on internet. So out of them, maybe 95% are there on social media. And if we'll sum up things, there are people who are having duplicate accounts, fake accounts, and all. So quality is a different thing. Ankita is saying to be in touch with the world along with making it a platform to bring your talent, right? So I guess all of us knows that connecting with humans, connecting with people who have mind, who have heart, and who have soul, who have feelings, who have emotions, it is very important to connect with them. Though social media have certain limitations that we can only connect through words, text, images, videos, though we are improving day by day, bringing virtual reality, 360-degree reality, and videos and all. But still, a human to human connection will always be lacking from the internet. But still, it is very important to connect with people. And the way you use your language to connect with them will determine what kind of relationship you have with them. It is very important to have good networks. It is very important to communicate well, and it is very important to be aware. If these three things, these three macro things are not very clear, then it is irrelevant to be present on social media. So if you are there, have a purpose why you are there. For just fun, to get information, to aware people, to inspire people, there should be a motto. I personally use very less Facebook and all, because uh, I'm not able to find enough time to update things, but I keep missing that thing. What I do is, wherever I get pictures and all, I share it with people, so that I can share what the things are happening, where the things are happening, and what people are doing. I hope Sunidhi is also with us, and Sunidhi and I keep on doing this, whatever, wherever our team is working, and whatever good work they are doing, we keep on sharing that with all our team. So we have a network, as you all know, that Facebook group is our network, from where we circulate our actions, what we do, what we need. So that is very important. So we personally believe that networks are the main driving force for any organization, for any individual to find success. I guess we all agree that it is very important, but please make sure that you are using it for good and not using it to getting harmed yourself. As I mentioned already, that you can be scammed, you can be theft, even on social media also. Okay, do you need to be there? Yes, we all agree that we need to be there. How should we look in the social media, on the social media? Suppose you are on Facebook, what kind of presence you are showcasing to people? So there are so many examples, bad examples and good examples you will see on social medias, which are not so good and which are not so bad. So it is very important to understand what kind of presence you want to give. Okay, now the second question is, what according to you are the weird profiles on social media? I'll stop my screen now so that you can see me. I'm just now I'm visible to you all, I hope. So now the question which we have asked is, what kind of weird profiles, what type of, I'm typing it for you, what type of weird profiles we all have seen on social medias? I hope that you have seen so many bad examples of being present on social media. People are sharing their too personal things. People are sharing too irrelevant things. People are sharing too illogical things. So the main thing is, don't do that. Don't utilize your social presence in that way, which will give you a negative image, right? So if you can start from the name itself. If your profile name is not your real name, then it's a problem. Please skip all those words which says cute boy, handsome boy, or maybe princess and all. These will give you a very uh, not so powerful image, right? And if you are present there, you should be real. You don't need to be fake. Use your authentic profile pictures. And even if you are not so comfortable in using your pictures, I would suggest please do not use somebody else's picture. Quotations can be good, or some scenery can be good option, but don't use someone else's picture like any celebrity or someone. These are the important things. Please share with me if you have seen any weird profile on the social media and you would like to tell us all, so that we can be cautious not imitating those things. I'll be waiting for your replies. Till then, let me just reconcile like what kind of weird profiles I have seen. I hope you have seen on WhatsApp that people are sharing messages to forward. Please be aware. Many a times you won't get good marks just because of forwarding those messages. So please don't do that. It looks very weird. And many a time also this happens on social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and all. Don't use that. Also, many a times you will find that there is a news which is being published and which is being viral. Do not circulate it unless and until you know that it's true. What happens is we feel that okay, if it is on social media, then it might be true. Many a times people fake things. Many a times people just out of curiosity and out of just finding a point only, okay, this happened, and they circulate it in their whole social networks. So there are so many rumors also spread on those social media networks which were not good for people and which even thrash their life. So be aware what you are sharing, right? So I am not able to get much of the responses yet about the weird profiles that you might have seen, but still there are so many. I've personally seen so many, and this doesn't look good. And also one more thing, I would like to mention that these kind of workshops we usually conduct live with people. This is the first time that we are taking an online session like this. So there might be some limitations, while telling you what we want to tell you in such a way, because again, I already mentioned, I am using a social media platform and it has limitations. So recently we just conducted this kind of a workshop with our offline interns at Jamia Hamdard. That was a good success, and we also included one of our workshops of who am I. That's a very important aspect to learn about yourself. Maybe I'll try and prepare some way to execute the same kind of a workshop for you that helps us in understanding who we are, what are our strengths, and what values do we hold in our lives. Okay, I have not yet received any reply, but I would like to mention a few other things. On LinkedIn, please do not use that you work at student or at university. Those things are also not so cool. Even on Facebook, do not say that you are berozgar and stating that you work in fun university and all. Those things do not look professional. And why I am telling you these things is because these days, the HR people, when you will go for a job, when you will look out for a job, even for your placements at colleges, what happens is that they will also look at your social media profiles. And if you are applying for a very important positions, they will certainly going to look what do you depict on social media. I hope you would have applied already, so they might have asked you, please share your Facebook profile. Please share if you manage any blog. Please mention your LinkedIn profile or Twitter profile. Why they are asking you that is because they want to analyze what kind of a personality you are. And believe me, guys, just by understanding what type of statuses you put, what type of photographs you put on your profile pictures and your cover picture, and what kind of post you are sharing, can determine and can let others know what kind of a personality you are. Only just a sentence, psychometric analysis are so powerful to understand what kind of motivation people have, what kind of skills they might be having, and what kind of team values they would be having. So it is very important to cautiously use your social media profiles and all. And I am very thankful to you all that you have utilized your social media skills to empower us. We are now more than 5,000 on our Facebook page. It has been achieved only because of your determination and your will and your power. So thank you all, and claps to you that you have helped us in achieving around 3,000 likes within a month. That's quite a success. And you can see that now we were restricted to 2,500 people, and now we are outreaching around 5,500 people. So that's a success. That's great. Okay, so Ankita is saying, yeah, she has seen very weird ones, very weird profiles. And okay, Gogigar is mentioning that send Om Sai Ram to 100 people. You will receive good news in 24 hours. Yeah, Om Sai Ram and other religious aspects also. So that is very lame. And the ones who give updates every second. Yeah, right. Lubna is mentioning that people are there who are just mentioning that they are eating lunch here, they are having dinner here, and they are sitting here, talking here, check in, check out, check in, check out. So in a day, they might be sharing around 50 to 100 posts. So that is a difficult situation. And there is a research happened which states that those people who are very frequent on social media also, they are alone, they are having problems, they are having ego uh, ego problems, like they are not able to get used to other people also. So don't be that, and don't get those kind of lonely feelings. And I have observed many people who will take selfies all alone. So I feel very pity that they don't even have people who can take a photograph for them. So it's my personal opinion. Yeah, many people can take selfies. Even I take selfies, but not that often. So you do the same. Don't be a weirdo to keep on posting things each and every time. Okay. Also pass on this message to 10 people. Yes, Ankita, we just mentioned that we will not be able to pass our exams just by uh, forwarding the messages, the spiritual messages, or something like that. I hope you got what kind of social profiles are weird. So the rule is, don't have a weird profile. You should not have a weird profile just like that, right? And don't be a frequent user also, that you are sharing each and every private things also to people. Many a times you would have received the news that people have theft and steal things from others just by understanding their profile pictures. There was a person who keep on sharing their photographs from their home, like they are here and what they are doing. So a person planned to, rob in their house. So that happened also. So these kind of weird things are happening. Don't think that you won't be the person to whom this will happen. It can happen to each and any one of us, right? Okay, now we'll just discuss how should we speak and write. And this is very important. The humans, they have just a very unique power, that they can communicate in a very powerful way to others, even to their surrounding, even to other species, even to other people, even to objects, how they communicate. So they communicate with their body language, they communicate through their words, they communicate through their gestures, and their expressions. There is so good uh, there is a good advantage to humans, that they are good powerful communicators. And many a times you will see that we feel good about someone just by standing with them. And if you can just understand why do we feel that. And there are people, their presence only will make our life like miserable. So that happens, and that is because of their body language and the way they carry themselves, their expressions, and their body language type. So I'll just mention two things: open body language and closed body language, right? So if you're talking to someone, have an open body language. If you want to create good relationships with them, have good networks, and if you want to build a rapport with them, have an open body language like this. If you're greeting them, greet graciously. and greet openly. If you'll wish someone like this, hi, my name is Rishi Banchiwal and I want to be your friend, obviously you are closing your hands and you're not being open. So nobody will feel like you are sincere and you are true, or you are honest by forwarding this feeling of sharing your hand like one friend. You have to be open and smile often. Your body language should reflect good smile and good open body language. One rule is that whenever you speak and whenever you write, make sure that you're writing and you're speaking influence people. Make sure that you speak in positive way, and make sure that you do not criticize and you do not fake things. So if you will be sincere, if you will be true, purposeful for your communication, you will be able to inspire so many people, and you will be being a leader without title, who is just doing the works and taking the leads in the future and for the society. Right. If do we have any other queries or other chats? Okay, not yet. So I just mentioned have about open body language. Even at times of interviews, I'll just discuss what to do at that moment. Interviews, you have to have an open body language. If you are saying to the interviewer, okay, sir, I'll be able to do a lot of work and I'll be truthful uh, to your company, and not looking in their eyes, just looking down and being afraid, they will just understand that you are not comfortable, you might be lying, and you are not even aware what the company do. Your body language conveys a lot of your messages, right? So one more thing is writing, how you write. And writing is very important. I'll just share a slide with you now. This PPT is having a few tips about email etiquettes. Even in our organization, when we recruited so many people, we observed that the way people are writing, especially youth, is not professional, is not etiquette, and there are lacking so many etiquettes. So if I am reading a mail, so I won't be feeling good about that person. So there are some tips which you must use and you must keep in mind wherever you are sending an email or a professional communication, even on WhatsApp, right? You have to tell people what and how you want to communicate, for what purpose. Always remember 5W1H. Whatever you are doing, always make sure why you are doing it, what you are doing, for whom you are doing, where you are doing, and when you are doing. And for all of this, you have to remember H. That is how you will be executing that, right? So in email etiquettes, the most important thing is, which most of us ignore many times and feel that it is not important, is subject. If you are not putting a subject to an email, you are disrespecting the receiver. Believe me, yes, it is true. If you are not putting a subject, the receiver will feel very disrespectful. Okay, so suppose if you are receiving a mail where there is a very important information, and the mail states in the uh, in the inbox, it is just like, suppose I am sending a mail and it's like, received a mail from Rishi Vanchiwal, and about the subject it is written in bracket subject. It feels very offending many a time, especially to the HR people, because if they'll see there is no subject in your mail, they'll directly not choose you. They won't even bother to see your CV if you are not putting a subject in your mail, right? And then take care of the salutation at the beginning also and at the end also. So at the beginning, if you know the name of your recruiter or the name of the person to whom you are sending a mail, always write down their name, maybe dear, hi, hello. These are the things which are very important. Whenever we begin, you always have to mention and greet people. That is very important. And at the end also, you have to say bye or regards, and sincerely or truly. There are so many options to use: warm regards, kind regards, best wishes, and all. You can also create a signature so that you don't forget keeping the ending salutations and the ending greetings, right? In mails, please never use shortcut language. Never ever. If you will be used to it, please. I guess you can use a software called Grammarly available online, which can help you in rectifying the problems from your mails. It's a very good tool. I quite often use it, and it helps me in eliminating grammatical mistakes. So use that. The name is Grammarly. I'll just write down the name in the chat box. Grammarly. I can even share you the link of Grammarly. It's a very useful tool, right? And please never use the jargonic language also. Try to skip it. I have shared you the website also. You can download it and you can use it in your mails. It has a good attachment. It has a good add-on which can directly, whenever you are creating a mail, it can directly see the mail and suggest you certain options. Also, don't paste long links. You can instead use hyperlinks in the mail, because if you are seeing www.http/xyz so that is very uh, congested to see in a mail, right? And don't use a confusing body in the mail. Be clear what you want to speak. Suppose you are just putting up all the story, and at the end you are not even saying why you wrote the message and what you want from the receiver. It's totally a waste of your time. Always be clear why you are writing a mail, what you want to convey, what you want to get, what you want to understand, etc., etc. Try to keep your mails short. uh, One, two, or three paragraphs are fine, but if you're writing a long mail, then if it is an attachment or something, then it will be great. Otherwise, try to keep it short. It's my opinion. Otherwise, if it is very important to write a long mail also, then there are no hard and fast rules. Also, don't abuse the reply to all option. So suppose I am sending 10 people a mail. So what I have done is I have written all the email IDs on the two. So you have the access to reply to all. Please do not do that unless and until you want to, you know, let your message be known by all, because this really irritates people. Or instead of this, what you can do is, if you are sending 10 people a mail where you don't want them to receive the mail to each other, and not everyone should see each other's email ID, you can use the BCC, right? That will be a good option. So I've just mentioned it in the uh, suggestions also. Use BBC instead, right? And try to give a personal touch in your mails. When you will be personal to people, then only you will be able to connect with them. Don't hesitate to be personal. Don't hesitate to sincerely uh, maybe give a good comment to them and tell them what you like about them, or maybe their company, or what kind of work that they do. If you have explored who they are and what they do, you can even leave good points for them. Okay, maybe if you are writing for someone, and you can state that I have seen your work and it's very inspiring, and I feel privileged, right, that I am able to connect with you and all. So give a personal touch. You will be able to make more networks in this way, and have a signature for your mail. So that will be important. So now we can discuss about the listening skills. And before we do that, I would want you to see me again. Okay, hi. I hope I'm still audible to you. Can you? Okay, Bishwesh use the plugin Grammarly. Good to know this, Bishwesh. I hope you will be sharing this with others also. Please share it on Workplace so that we all can see how it works. Maybe a webinar from your end, maybe, right? So yeah, so I will be discussing about the listening skills. Many a times what happens is we are too busy in speaking that we don't listen. And I won't say much about listening skills. What I'll do is I'll just share a few quotations. And what I want from you is try to absorb what that quotation is saying. And before I tell you that, I just want to share with you rule of 80/20. Rule of 80/20 is Pareto's rule. In management, we use it every time. So what it says is that 80% of the results come from the 20% of actions given by 20% people who are much involved. So I'll just simplify it. I just want to ask you, I hope that you have worked in a project in your college where you might be having a team of 4 to 5 people, right? So what happens is you might have observed that out of those 4 and 5 people, only 1 or 2 are the people who consciously or who dedicatedly work for the whole project. Others are just freelancers or free laggers. What they do is they simply will just stick to you, but don't bother to work. But they'll only stick to you, okay, okay, okay. Or even at a work situation, people won't even show up, like that. They won't even show their responsibility to be active for the project. So what happens is only 1 or 2 people will complete the whole project, and others will still get the credit. So in teams, this happens a lot. Only a few people take the charge and complete the actions and bring in the 80% results. On the other hand, 20% results are brought up by those 80% people. So it's a very simple rule, and this is very important. This happens in our life. So another thing that I will suggest you is that if you are having 100 friends, there will be only 20% friends who will be very important to you and who will be really your friends. What I'll say is invest your time on those 20% friends or those 20% people so that you can get the best out of them and you can have a good friendly feeling, right? It's just about friendship, and it can be applicable at each and every place. So the quotations that I would like to share with you about listening skills is that these are some of the quotations. First one is, wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening when you'd have preferred to talk. So, if you are able to get the essence of this quotation, is that those who listen are wise, and those who don't will keep on just sharing the old information that they have because they are not listening and they are not learning, right? And one of the most sincere forms of respect is actually listening to what another has to say. Believe me, guys, I have personally observed and I keep on applying this rule also. Listen to your elders, listen to your important people, listen to your teachers, your professors. You will make them feel good just by giving your ears to them. Each and every one of us wants to speak, but there are so many less people who wants to listen, because listening requires courage, listening requires patience, and these are the skills which only awesome people have, which only leaders have. And you guys are our leaders, you are our awesome people. I'm sure that you all are good listeners also. That is why you are enthusiastically working with us and executing things. So focus on listening much and speaking less. Another quotation that I have read is that when you are shouting, there is no listening. So it simply means whenever you want to say something, whenever you want to, urge it, putting your thoughts forward, so you are not listening, and nobody is listening at that moment because each one of you is just trying to put up your points forward and not listening much. And the third quotation is, if you make listening and observation your occupation, you will gain much more than you can by talk. Right. This is very important. Suppose I'll just give you an example. You are going for an interview and there is an HR person, the interviewer, who is asking you a question. So what happens is you are being smart and okay, I know about this question. And without him completing or her completing his question, you are saying, okay, sir, I'll just, and you are interrupting him or her. You'll say, okay, I know about this and all and all and all. What will happen is they will feel disrespectful because you didn't let them complete their sentence. Always keep in mind, listen much, speak less. I'll show you myself again after just reading this last quotation. I'll share these quotations with you also. Listening is a magnetic and strange thing, a creative force. The friends who listen to us are the ones we move towards when we listen to it. So I hope you have seen so many awesome friends who are good listeners and who are inspiring peoples, and you might be good friends to only those who are giving their ears to you and listening properly. right? And there are other quotations also, but I guess the first slide would be sufficient to tell you and make you aware, like what is. I hope you can let me know if listening is very good or not. Comment and share it with me. Also, if you have any questions regarding the topics that we have discussed and we are talking about, that will be good. I am able to see that it is very restricted because I am not able to get your responses very much. It will be very good if you can share your responses in the messages, because that will be very important for all of us to understand, right? And sorry, we are not able to have frequent chats with you all. Recently, I have faced a very big loss in my life, so I was not so good at communicating with you all. I was busy at some place, so I feel sorry for that. And I guess from now onwards, we can keep on being on pace and continue our work. So now we can talk about things to do before a call. This is regarding an interview, a telephonic interview that we all used to get. I personally take around 1,000 to 1,500 interviews in a year. So we are into mass internship. So I personally, most of you might have talked to me also in your interviews. So that was a good time. And personally, I just want to put up a few suggestions to you all, that please prepare well before the call. Most of the interviewers will tell you when they will be talking to you. So prepare yourself, learn about companies. I have already mentioned this in the slides. So prepare already about the company, what they do, at what project you are seeking yourself to involve, and who they are actually, if they are a company, if they are an NGO. Many interns have asked me if it is a company, an organization, what it is. Then we clarified to them that no, it's a non-profit organization. So before applying, get to know where you are applying. Most of us do this mistake, and this is very bad. Also, my tip would be rehearse your introduction. Introduction is very important. Many people will only ask you about your introduction, and on that terms itself, they will decide whether they want to select you or not. So prepare your introduction, who you are, and be very personal. Share each and everything about yourself. Share the important things also, the things which makes you awesome, the things which makes you you, the things which makes you, own the truth of being awesome. Share stories. The life is running and being inspired because of stories. And many a times we feel stories are not so powerful. Even on your interviews, share your stories, what you have done, what you have contributed in. Maybe you can share your stories at Reaching Sky Foundation. I've seen that so many of you have worked so hard to promote our social causes, aware people, getting social service fulfilled, getting funds, and I have seen a good response from your end. We have achieved a good target this time, and it's so good to see that you people are able to help us, sitting there and helping us, and saying, okay, you just keep on doing your work, we'll support you from wherever we are. So that's so inspiring, and it helps us in getting much more motivation to execute ultimately at our fields. And after rehearsing and finding the introduction of yours, uh, always make sure that why you want to do what you want to do. If you're going for an organization, an NGO, why you are choosing that option, it should be clear. Believe me, if you are very clear about your why in life, you will be getting so many opportunities in life, because you will be able to convince others why you want it, right? And when you are having that call, choose a quiet place to listen, and make sure that your batteries are fully charged, you are good wherever you are sitting, you are using earphones, you have notebook, pen, water, maybe some snacks. Those things are very important, right? Okay, now about CVs and right, CVs. If you have anything to share, I hope I'm not creating a boredom here, because I'll try to finish it up in 5 to 10 minutes. Please share whatever you have in your mind. And if I'm audible, please let me know that too. I am being conscious here if I am even audible to you or not. Maybe I am facing internet issues, but still it is showing that you are live. Maybe I am live, right? So please, I'll take just 30 seconds break. So if you have any queries, if you want to tell me about this webinar, something, please put that in your comments. Thank you, Shubham, for letting me know that I am audible. Thank you, Achal. And Soumya also uses Grammarly. You all should use Grammarly. And we'll now just discuss about CVs. And I'll also tell you a few points about Google. We are a Google for Nonprofits partner, and I use Google products a lot, which saves my life a lot, from saving my time to being productive to remembering things and all and all and all. Maybe I can take another session with you only on Google, which is very important. I recently took that session with my team at United Nations. So it is very important. Okay, Gogikar also used the emoticon to let me know that I am audible. Thank you, Gogikar. Right, so we'll talk about CVs, curriculum vitae. It is a brief account of a person, education, qualifications, and previous occupations typically sent, right? So I won't go into the much details about like what is a CV, what is a resume, but I'll only suggest you is just create a CV, a good CV which is having a good format, a good clarity, and specifying why you want to do what you want to do. I'll write this in comments also. It's a very important statement. Why you want to do what you want to do. This is a very important thing. Always understand why you want something for which you are working, because if your why is not strong, then you might be wasting your time. So for curriculum vitae, I am sharing a few good tips, good CV tips. I'm not going to get into much detail. I guess we all can share each other's learnings, and we can comment there. After this, I'll create a post on workplace. So whatever we discussed right now, we can put up there, and we can maybe create a document so that can be our team to learn about things, right? For a good CV, have a clean and tidy presentation. I've seen so many good formats from our interns itself. I was feeling very good, and I've also seen so many horrible uh, CVs from our team also only. So please make sure that you have a good CV. And whenever you are sending a CV, please send a PDF file to the receiver, to the employer. And always make sure that you rename the file with your name. And at the end, maybe you can write the CV. Suppose if I am an employer and I am receiving 50 CVs in a day, and each and every person has just written CV as their file name for that CV, it will be very difficult for me to find your CV, because in my downloads folder, all the files would be CV1, CV2, CV3, CV4, CV5, CV6, and all and all and all. That will really confuse me, and I won't invest my time to find out your CV. What I'll do is I'll ignore. And this is one of the reasons why people don't even receive a reply when they send their CV. This is one of those reasons, right? Have an error-free language in your CV. It is a must. If you are committing any error in your CV, it simply means that you don't take it seriously. So if you don't take your career seriously, then the recruiter won't want you seriously. Your CV should be filled with purpose and passion. Don't underestimate the statements in CV, like objectives, like hobbies, like what you like, what are your strengths. These are important things. Even these days, volunteering plays an important role in your CV. Because if you volunteer and it is mentioned in your CV, you are saying to that employer or recruiter that I care about my society, I take initiatives coming out of the box, and I do extra work to support my society. And this ultimately concludes that you are a good communicator, you are a team player, you know how the world works, you know how society is unbalanced, you know that things can be unpredictable, you know that you already have seen so many challenges. So whoever is coming from a volunteering background or from a non-profit background, people consider them as learned peoples. So make sure that you apply there. And also, if you are mentioning that okay, you were an intern at Reaching Sky Foundation, or you were a team member at some place or a non-profit organization for this project and all, I would suggest you to write 2 sentence or sentence story, like what you did there, what you achieved, how you helped, because that will ultimately tell them what you are good at, right? Have an error-free CV with good format aligned with the job you are going for. Many a times we are so clueless, we are so directionless, we'll just send our CV to a corporate or to a company and we'll say, please find a suitable job for me. Believe me, nobody will invest that much time to find a suitable job for you first by analyzing your CV and then understanding what are the available vacant positions. You have to tell them where you are good at and where they can utilize you. So please do not say this to an employer that please give me any job. This shows your, uh, you can say that you are not directed properly, you're not aligned, you're not aware. So don't give them that chance, and don't leave loopholes in your CV. So suppose if you have a back, if you have a left out paper which you have to complete, and there is a year gap in your CV, make sure that you are able to justify that in your interview, because that is very important. If you are just telling them that you are very careless about your exams, about your learnings, about your uh, academics, then you are also saying that you are not good at paperwork, or you can say documentation and all, because ultimately patience is required to study and all. So don't leave any loopholes. And at last, I would like to say that whatever we have discussed, these are general points, right? I'll just show you my video. Right, I'm here. So at last, I will just say that all those things which we have discussed, these are very general points, and I'm sure that you might already be aware about these things, or you might already have an idea how to operate all this. But we all are not so perfect. We all need informations. Today, the mere reason to do this kind of a interaction is to bridge a communication gap between you and our organization, and to share the information, share the learnings from each other. I would request you to share your tips and your suggestions also at Google Workplace, because knowledge is very important and sharing is caring. If you are sharing good quality content, important informations, that's how you are awareing people, that's how you are inspiring people, and that's how you are uplifting your society. So in our organization also, we believe awareness is a very important thing. So keep on awareing people how to do things, how to execute things, and sometimes these are micro things, but it plays a very big role. So even in your telephonic conversations or an interview, if you are committing a mistake, like a recruiter is calling you and you're saying, sorry, I am busy right now, can you call me after an hour? The recruiter will feel offended. He'll feel, okay, you gave me this time to talk to you and now you're saying you're not available. What is that? So they will not take you seriously. And obviously, why we are getting our education, why we are doing this thing is because we want to have a good life. We want to have good resources. We want to have a respectable job. We want to be awesome more often. We want to be leaders without title in our area, in our society, with our people, right? So for that, you have to invest your time in learnings. And if you are not investing your time in learnings, then I guess you might be wasting your time, right? So the last thing that I would like to say to you is that We all are not so perfect, but yeah, we all can be awesome just by understanding what we want to achieve and what we want to do. So be awesome, enjoy, and yeah, smile often, right? If any one of you want to ask me anything, please leave a chat. I'll be available for 2 minutes, another 2 minutes, so that we can discuss few of your questions. Okay, Shubham is saying the slides are not clear. Shubham, I'll share the slides on Workplace. Okay, can we include internships under work experience in our CV? Ayushi is asking, can you include your work internship in work experience? Yes, people do that. Internships are included in your work experience only because you are investing your 2 months to learn at a sector. So yes, Ayushi, you can include your internship for your work experience. But yes, you have to specifically mention that the timings of the internship, for how long the internship was, what you did, what you achieved, how you were involved, and the frequency. See, at the end, the recruiter will be only interested in what you helped in achieving. And especially in non-profits, if you are involved in a non-profit volunteering and internship, they will ask you a simple question: what change you brought with your involvement with the organization? Because they want to see whether you lead, or whether you created new things, whether you led the things, or you was just following things, right? So if you'll say, okay, the organization just gave me this work, but I led in such a way that I brought this much of things. So I'll give you an example, like your social selling, your fundraising, and your surveys. So you can mention that in your CV that you helped in bringing around 500 likes to the Facebook page. If you have done that, and you have proof of that too. If you are finding a very difficult interviewer, he will also ask you, give me the proof if you have brought it or not, right? So if you are saying that, okay, I brought 500 likes on Facebook and all, I raised around 2,500 fund for the organization to help them execute the project. Third one, I brought around 200 respondents for the social survey. And what I did was I created content, I publicized the things, I aware people about the concept of SDGs, global goals. So all these things can be shared and can be included in your CV. But if your internship is for 2 months, and if you have done this much work and you are writing that much, it is not suggested. So write enough, write concrete, you'll achieve things. If any one of you have any questions that you want to discuss, or any tips, any ideas that you want others to know about, so they are most welcome. What I'll do now is just I'll share these slides with you all in Workplace. And the slide is very simple. It is just having tips and a few points. Please, if any one of you is having any question, please don't hesitate to ask right now, so that in 2 minutes we can conclude this webinar. And by the way, thank you all for listening. I feel very good that you are giving me your ears and you are listening to this. It is very important to listen. Thank you for this respect. If any one of you is having any query, or if you have any query letter also, we can discuss that too. To ask on Workplace regarding things which are discussed here, so we can do that too. Anyone? Any question? Okay, so Aishwarya is saying that can participation and workshops be included? I guess yes, you can include that. So, but it depends. Like, this is a general workshop. It's not a very big workshop that we have conducted, bringing different peoples. But yeah, you can mention that you were a part of a workshop which included these learnings. So it simply means that you are aware of those things. So whenever you are mentioning the workshops in your CV, there you are just telling the recruiter that you are aware about these things. And believe me, if you are mentioning these things also in your CV, you are giving them a chance to ask you a question, right? So be prepared for that also. Suppose if you are saying I have received a workshop on social media and CVs and all the topics mentioned. So they'll directly answer you. So what kind of a CV you should have? So you should have a content at that moment, right? So you don't have to say that, okay, Rishi sir didn't mention that. I won't be responsible for that. Workshops, I will again mention, workshops are a place, are a organized discussions for the people to learn together, right? It's not just a lecture that I'm telling you and you are understanding it. It's just that we initiated a topic, we discussed that with all, and we brought out a few conclusion and learnings, and we are using it, right? So yes, you can go for including workshops in your CVs also. So any other question? Just 30 seconds more. Thank you, Ediana. Thank you, Ayushi. Thank you, Nirupama. Bishwesh. Thank you, Achal. Thank you. Thank you all. If you have any query, please let me know. I'll share the PPT with you on Workplace. Are we good to go? Okay, Shubham is saying a very important question Shubham has raised is, sir, how much role does our internships play in our placements if they are not related to our field? Okay, Shubham, thank you very much that you asked this question, which I guess will be very important for you all. How much role does our internships play in our placements if they are not related to our field? First of all, if you are doing an internship or volunteering at a non-profit, so wherever you go, it is important. Believe me, if you are just saying to the recruiter that I have volunteered, I have been an intern, and I have provided resources and I have helped them achieve these things, then it is relevant at wherever you go, in whichever industry you go, because you are not saying that you are good at technical skills, you are not saying that you are good at doing this work using this software and all. What you are saying by stating that you volunteered and you were an intern at a non-profit is that you are saying you are socially aware, you help in uplifting your people, you work in team, and you believe in society upliftment. So what you are saying to the recruiter is that you are a awesome social citizen, right? So every recruiter would need honest and truthful people, and many a times what happens is those people who volunteer, they are devoting their time, they are investing their times for others. So what the conclusion is that recruiters already understands about you, that you must be having values, you must be having inspiration, you must be a leader, you are motivated enough to tackle things in life, and you know that life is not so easy, it has challenges, so you are already ready to combat them. So it plays a good role, and you should always mention what you have done and achieved in your internship, right? If you are just telling I was an intern with some other organization and doing this thing, and if they are asking what you did and you don't have content, you don't have answers, then it's a problem. Then you will be having a good conversation with the recruiter and the interviewer, and they'll be judging you, and they'll be saying, I don't think you were very active in your internship. But if you are being very active and if you have learned a lot, your actions and your words will speak and your stories will speak. So thank you, Shubham, for asking this question. I hope I have answered it nicely. If any one of you have any question, you can ask me on Workplace, and I'll be happy to answer that. And we all can answer for that. Good to have this conversation. Take care. Good luck. Be awesome. And thank you again for being very responsive and supportive always. Right? Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you, Shubham. Bye bye.